In 2014, I joined Community Minded Enterprises as the Director of Early Learning Initiatives. I'm at the core of my being an educator. I developed this need to be an advocate to help with spreading the voice of children. They very rarely have anyone that speaks out for them. The first 3 years of a child's life are when the highest brain growth happens. It would make sense to have our resources aimed at that age group. In the early 90s, when we were trying to get the Child Care and Development Block Grant funding, I met with several federal legislators, and the result was the Child Care and Development Block Grant was passed. 30 years later, it was reauthorized and passed again. We had such wonderful data about the difference that it made for children, and legislators were more aware of child development and what makes a difference for children. So that was a huge, huge win for children and families.
I think that Lee embodies honor by being very inclusive. Representation matters to her, and making sure that marginalized communities were in the room, and that we lent a voice to those who maybe wouldn't otherwise have a voice.
I learned early on how important it was to honor the child and respect the child. What that taught me was how to honor myself, how to find that in myself so that I could then be able to find that in children.
It takes a lot of guts to go to elected officials and remind them of the importance of helping kids when they're, before they are able to share what they need. We need to be an advocate for them.
Knowing that you're speaking up for children and for families is important. Really help people to see what it means to be a child, what it means to be a parent, and also that they're supported in their family and in their life.
She's very courageous. She is able to take ideas and think outside the box and do things that wouldn't be typical, and not be afraid to do those things and look at things from different angles.
Commitment to me means you show up day after day after day, even when it gets hard. Even though we've made some great strides in my lifetime in my career, I still see that there's so much more that needs to be done.
Lee's very committed to equity, empowering women, and having opportunity for women to be successful.
Lee's work ties into the mission of the Y so closely because she really values diverse representation and inclusivity and equitability, and doing whatever it takes to reach and engage with people that, for very good reason, have a hard time trusting the system or have experienced injustice.
When I look at the word empowerment, I think giving power is that word. What I prefer to think of is building power in a person, not that I need to give it to them, but that they already have that power within them. And helping them to be able to find that power, I think, is critical to the mission of the YWCA and also to the mission of our entire community.
I hold her in high esteem. I think about her career, not only in early learning, but even these past years as CEO. All the changes that happened with the pandemic and how she rallied.
47% of childcare closed during that time. There was a need for finding childcare for school-age children so parents could work from home. Our organization gave out personal protection equipment to childcare, things that just were really difficult to find at that time, to be able to have it so that they could run their facilities, the disinfectants, the soap, the toilet paper, the paper towels, everything. It was a very difficult time. I'm really proud of the way that the Spokane community and other communities here in Eastern Washington came together to make it through that.
I saw her approach very complex, system-wide issues with a lot of innovation and creativity.
She's just had a tremendous amount of influence, both locally and statewide.
She has had a tremendous impact on me and many of my colleagues and our organization, so I felt very compelled to celebrate her and nominate her for this award.
I just feel it's an honor to be included with those women, including those that are in this year's honorees. Women who are honored is such an important thing, and I just feel so fortunate to be able to have that honor for myself and to share it with my family and my friends and my work community and beyond. You can make a difference. If you work hard and you learn to appreciate the talents and skills of other people and bringing them together and have an inclusive voice, you can make a huge difference. That continues to motivate me to speak to legislators, talk to city council members, to talk to county commissioners, go out in the community and talk with parents and talk with other business leaders about what we can all do together so that we can make things better for children. And that motivates me every day.